Hello and welcome to the pre-puzzle designing video. In this video, we're going to be going over some vocabulary terms you're going to need to know, some common orders you will find in many puzzles, and the differences between designing combinations for digital boxes versus physical boxes. Before we get going, I just wanted to give a reminder that the entire contents of the slideshow that I'm about to show you in this video is available over on Teachers Pay Teachers at my store, The Librarian Room of Requirement. See link below and in the video description. Step number 2 is creating an image keyword list. The first thing you have to ask yourself is who designed your puzzles? For breakout types 1 through 3, the question is what kinds of things do they like and what kinds of things do they own either for work or recreation. For all of the different types, you can use what kind of things would fill the area that the box is in, what kinds of skills/knowledge would they have/be testing the players on, and is your story connected to a map, graph, chart, or diagram. Now that you have your keyword list, the time's come to gather your images. Everything you see on the screen are good places that you can use to gather various things to use for your puzzles. Personally, after Pixabay and FreePic, I generally have everything that I need, but the others are also good options. On these websites, you're looking for a variety of things, but what I primarily use for my puzzles is Clipart. However, you can also use photos and, of course, maps, charts, graphs, and diagrams. The first breakout vocabulary word we're going to be going over is teacher codes. Physical or kit breakouts can be designed with a teacher holding on to something specific the students need to finish. The students can use a teacher code to retrieve the item. Examples of things the teacher might be holding on to include a key, a cipher key, a red lens viewer, and a UV flashlight. If you choose to design a physical breakout rather than a digital breakout, your combination types are going to be a little bit more limited. You can have between 1 and 5 numbers, letters, directions, shapes, or colors. You can achieve those smaller combinations with the numbers by putting zeros at the beginning of the combination. With the letters, directions, shapes, or colors, you can use the multi-lock, and on some of the wheels, they have blank spaces. I wouldn't advise using those shortened combinations with the blank spaces and the zeros unless you're talking about a puzzle designed for middle school students and up, because the elementary school students find that a little bit too tricky. You should also bear in mind when you're designing your physical breakout box puzzles that you cannot repeat yourself in terms of types of combinations. You only have one key lock, one 3-digit lock, one 4-digit lock, one 4-letter lock, and 2 multi-locks. And you only have one set of each type of wheel. Digital locks give you a great deal more freedom. You can have anywhere between 1 and 10 numbers, letters, directions, shapes, or colors. And if you wanted to, you could have the exact same type throughout the entire breakout. I wouldn't recommend it. I like a little variety with my puzzles, but it is possible for you to do so. Next, we're going to be talking about common combination orders that you're going to encounter while you're designing your breakout puzzles, starting with the easiest and moving to the hardest. This particular type of combination order is position, which I consider a kindergarten and above type of combination order. You can have images on your screen going from left to right, and that's the order they're going to go in for the combination, or it can be left to right, top to bottom, like you're reading a book, or it can be just from top to bottom. Size is another common combination order I would consider appropriate for kindergarten and up. You are putting things in order either from large to small or small to large. Our next common combination order is ABC, also appropriate for kindergarten and up. One way you can use ABC order is by sticking the letters A, B, C, D, E onto various objects on your screen. Another way you can do it is by using the object's name, where the player has to figure out what the name of the object is and then put all the different objects into alphabetical order. The next order we're going to look at is number order, which is also a kindergarten and up puzzle. The kindergarten version of this particular order is where you take the numbers 1 through 5 and you stick them on different things on the screen, and that's the order that you put the objects in. To make it slightly harder, what you do is have different numbers of different types of objects, and the player has to figure out what those numbers are and then put the things into the combination from the fewest number to the greatest number. The hardest version of number order is where you are sticking the number word onto different parts of the picture, and they have to either decode it by using a reverse code, or they have to unscramble it, and then they put the objects into number order. Time order is appropriate for first grade and up, but like number order, it kind of depends on how you're using time. A first grade group, for example, will be able to tell you, or should be able to tell you, that Monday comes before Tuesday, Tuesday comes before Wednesday, Wednesday comes before Thursday, etc. They would also probably be able to tell you that January 1st is going to come before January 8th, which is going to come before January 15th. However, I wouldn't necessarily trust them to know the month order until they get a little bit older. Likewise with time, second grade and up could probably read a digital clock and know that 1 o'clock is before 2 o'clock is before 3 o'clock. However, if you're talking about reading an analog clock, you don't want to be using that type of order until they get to at least third grade. Our next common combination order is text, where you're putting things in order based on when the words appear in the text clue. A really nice new feature of the digital breakout boxes is the immersive reading feature. So even if your students aren't the strongest readers, they can still open up that little pop-up window and have the text be read to them and figure out the puzzle from there. Our next combination order is rainbow order, which I consider appropriate for second grade and up. With the second graders, I would make sure that there is a picture of a rainbow somewhere in the background so they can have it to refer to. With your older students, you can expect them to know Roy G. Biv just from their general knowledge. Our final combination order is color pattern, which is appropriate for second grade and up. Somewhere in the picture, in this particular case, it's right here at the bottom with these hearts, you're going to have a string of colored objects, and that is telling you the order moving from left to right. So they match up with something else in the picture. So we have our purple heart over here matching up to this purple F, this orange heart matching up to this R, the red heart matching up to the U, the blue heart matching up to the I, and then this pink heart matching up to the T, giving the combination fruit. The last piece of breakout vocabulary I want to go over before we go into puzzle design is special letters. When I'm talking about special letters, I'm talking about the different ways you can change the text to stand out and give additional hints to students about what they're supposed to be doing with their puzzles. Something very appropriate when you're trying to figure out a way to make your puzzles match up with your age group. If you're talking about using the text box feature inside the digital puzzles, you're only going to be able to use the bold, the italics, and uppercasing. If, however, you're putting your text right into your image, you can also use colored or underlined letters. This concludes our pre-puzzle design video. Thanks for watching.